Now Bayless. Kicks it to Pachulia. Out of bounds, Orlando takes possession.
Boy, did they ever turnover.
Orlando making some changes. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Gordon. Gordon comes in for Harris. And Rainman subbed in for Victor Oladipo. The Bucks also changing it up. Plumlee, he's checked in for Pachulia. Henson comes in for Parker. And it's Mayo in for Chris Middleton. Vucevic with it. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
A theme that has unfortunately come up for this Orlando franchise is their inability to keep a franchise talent for long. Of course, you think both about Shaq and Dwight Howard and their exits.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for the Magic. Harkless comes in for Fournier. And Milwaukee with a change here, too. Ennis is checked in. Now here's Mayo. 8 points his last outing. And about Orlando and their stars, is a better clock to have had stars and lost them, or to never have had stars at all?
Well, it's a different kind of heartache, that's for sure. I think you'd rather have them and lose them than not to have them at all. But Orlando has seen a lot of success for how long they've been a franchise. They'd like to be able, though, looking ahead, to keep that next star that's wearing a Magic uniform right now.
O.J. Mayo, a smooth long-range shooter with deep range. When he gets going, he can put up some big numbers.
Here's Rainman. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Memphis. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Harkless. Off the mark and a bad shot there. And Mayo, 6'4", coming to the league. Some thought he could play the point guard position.
Yeah, but he's not a great penetrator or playmaker, and those are two things you have to do as a point guard. I think he's truly a shooting guard.
Here's Rainman, averaging 12 points a game. Down low, it's tipped. Plumlee with the steal. Oh, and here comes Ennis all alone. The shot goes down, and it gets this game back to even.
And that almost feels like 2 buckets coming off the steal like it did.
And especially the fact that it ties the game, Clark. The lead was about to be stretched out, and instead, we're right back to even.
Now here's Harkless. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Here's Rainman. Out of bounds, Milwaukee takes possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
Milwaukee has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Inside, stolen away. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Gordon. The shot is off. The Bucks go the other way with it. Their last encounter was in Orlando, where they were able to handle the Magic.
Yeah, and in that victory, they got huge contributions from their bench, and I thought their depth was really the major factor in that game.
Ennis sets the screen for Mayo. 5 on the clock, and that one off the back of the rim and in.
Wow, this has been a thriller. I mean, the way these teams are battling, just going back and forth.
Would you like to bet that this game may end on a buzzer beater? How much would you bet?
It's all tied in Orlando. And the second quarter. Gordon's checked in for Fry. Gordon comes in for Fournier. And Rainman subbed in for Victor Oladipo. Milwaukee also making some changes. John Henson's checked in for Plumlee. Antetokounmpo comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's Ennis in for Jared Bayless. Rainman in at point guard. The forwards are Gordon and... Harris. Vucevic is out there with Gordon. That's who's out there for Orlando. Now here's Gordon. Here's Rainman. From the high post, he drills it. Rainman's got his first 2 points. And even though the team lost last time out, he managed to be a bright spot in the game, always a positive for a young player trying to make a name for himself.
Well, Kevin, it goes without question he would have liked to have been part of a win. But as far as impressing the coach, I think he did everything he could in his debut to do that.
No one near Mayo as he lets it go. And the Bucks miss again.
I'll tell you what, you can shake your confidence missing wide open shots like that.
No good from Rainman. Bucks trail by 7. Now here's Ennis. 1:27 left to play in the first half. Back to Mayo. Right side, Mayo. From the baseline. And it's off the back rim. No good.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Rainman passes to Harris. There's the pick. Here's Rainman. That drops. Rainman's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, he wasn't phased at all by the bigger man on him. And on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
Now here's Ennis. He kicks it to Henson. The pass to Ennis, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Well executed possession. They controlled the shot. Nicely done.
2-for-1 chance here.
Yeah, let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Now the feed to Gordon. It gets rebounded by Ennis.
He's far too tentative in the paint, and even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
Mayo kicks to Ennis. Back to Mayo. He dishes it to Antetokounmpo. Mayo drives in from 13. Rebound by the Magic.
He probably tried to do a little too much there. That was good defense.
Here's Rainman. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. It's the Magic.
Hey guys, listen up. We've got a good lead, but lots of basketball left to play.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. You look at
Substitution.
All right, you're up.
Oh, yeah.
in for Gordon, and Maurice Harkless subbed in for Tobias Harris. Milwaukee also making some changes. John Henson's checked in for Pachulia. Plumlee comes in for Parker, and it's Mayo in for Antetokounmpo on the court for the Bucks. Plumlee out there with Mayo. Then it's John Henson. Then it's Chris Middleton. And it's Bayless in at the 1 spot.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Rain Man checked in for Evan Fournier.
In games, Kevin, you can see where the Bucks rank in the league stats. 9th in opponent points per game, 12th in blocks. And as far as fewest turnovers per game, not a strong suit. They've struggled here. Top 20 in the league. Those numbers can get you beat.
And the number that jumps out to me, Clark, is the opponent's points per game. You mentioned they're in the top 10. I think that's evidence of a good plan by the coaching staff. And the players are really following that game plan on a night-to-night basis.
The Magic have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8.
Yeah, it's been an average year at the line for them so far this year, shooting about 75%.
And Kevin, it's something they've been working very hard to correct and to change. I mean, they know how important it is to fix that inability at the free throw line.
Ben Gordon's checked in for Victor Oladipo. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Hey, Kevin. Well, for Giannis Antetokounmpo and his brother Thanasis, a second-round pick, a dramatic change of fortune. Living in Athens, they struggled. Thanasis said, we'd be on the street selling a toy, a watch, something. And it's a good day because we didn't starve that day. Guys, their attitude hasn't changed. They try to save every penny.
They know how much every dollar can matter, Doris. Thanks. Here's Rain Man following the basket by O.J. Mayo.
And a moment here to see the numbers for O.J. Mayo. He's around 10 points per game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And he can play some valuable minutes on the wing for this team.
Yeah, he doesn't. Need a lot of time to make an impact with his shooting ability.
That's good from the Rain Man. The Magic making a switch here. Fry's checked in. Ennis, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Both free throws good from the Rain Man. We've got 1:28 left to play here in the third. And here's Ennis. Outside Mayo. Henson sets a screen for Mayo. 5 to shoot. From past the arc. That one's good, and the Magic lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket for Middleton.
With the success they've been having from the three-point line since halftime, I'll bet you that scoreboard starts to look a lot different real soon.
Of course, they have to stay hot, but if they do, I think you're right, Clark, particularly if they can convert defense into offense.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Orlando?
I like the way they've gotten to the foul line throughout the game, guys. Those are important points.
It's been a hot shooting night for them, too. I mean, they've hit a lot of those mid-range jump shots.
Gordon's checked in for the Magic, and that one's good.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything, they're moving.